The city of Johannesburg has recently elected a new mayor, marking a record of 10 elections since the 2016 local government elections. Tshwane Metropolitan Municipality in Pretoria is the latest to have its mayor removed from office. Does this mean that Tshwane is on the same trajectory as Johannesburg, Nelson Mandela Bay, and Ekurhuleni, where mayors have been changed so often as we change our undergarments? Does this mean that other municipalities will also follow suit? In this video, we look at the collapse of coalition governments in South Africa and the implications of having an unstable local government. Hi everyone, my name is Itumeleng Mpofu and welcome to Break It Down, a platform where we get to unravel some of the most complex social, economic and political issues, making them easy for people to understand.
Welcome to Break It Down, where we tackle society's most complex issues.
South Africa, with almost
in White River.
We dive deep into the intricacies of today's biggest challenges, whether they're social, economic, or political, and break them down into clear, digestible insights.
Motions of no confidence have become a daily bread in South Africa, used by political parties as weapons against opposition parties. If a motion of no confidence is being proposed, chances are whoever is being targeted is most likely to be removed from office. A motion of no confidence is provided for in the South African Constitution on many levels and is used mainly to remove an office holder from office. It became very popular under the presidency of Jacob Zuma, where many political parties tried to remove him from office through the motion of no confidence, but were never successful. In the battlegrounds of Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, Nelson Mandela Bay, and Johannesburg, a motion of no confidence is a guillotine that most have failed to survive. In the Nelson Mandela Bay, the mayor survived the chopping recently, making him one of the few to survive a motion of no confidence. The most recent to be chopped is the mayor of Tshwane, Cilliers Brink. Let's look at this insert.
Much voting on the motion. Those who are for the motion, 120. Sorry, okay, let me finish. Those who are against the motion, 87. The abstentions is 1.
We have experience in governing. The best time this municipality was run is when it was Comrade Sputla Ramkhupa. That's when the people of Tshwane were at work. That's when there was harmony. Of course there were challenges. There will be challenges even moving forward. But we've got experience as the ANC. And we'll use this experience that we have to turn this city around.
In the other frontier, in Johannesburg, a new mayor has recently been elected, marking the 10th election since 2016. The last of stable government in Johannesburg was under Pakstau, who was the mayor from 2011 to 2016, and handed over to another stable government of Herman Mashaba, who was in charge from 2016 to 2019. And since then, it has been downhill for Johannesburg. Since 2019, Johannesburg has had 8 mayors. 2019 to 2021 was Geoff Makhubo, who passed of COVID. August 2021 to September 2021 was Jolide Matongo, who passed in a car accident. October 2021 to November 2021 was Mpomwe Rani, who passed in a car accident. Post the 2021 elections, when coalition governments came in full force, November 2021 to September 2022, we had Mpopaladzi. September 2022 to October 2022, we had Dada Morero. In October 2022 to January 2023, we had Mpopaladzi being reinstated by the courts. In January 2023 to April 2023, we had Thapelo Ahmad. And in April 2023 till August 2024, we had Kabelo Gwamanda. And now, Dada Morero is back as the mayor of Johannesburg at the time of making this video. He might be removed anytime. Already he served as a mayor for 25 days in 2022. Hopefully he was paid for that. The collapse of the coalition government in Tshwane signals a cloudy future in Pretoria. In other municipalities, motions of no confidence have been flying left, right and center. They lose confidence in you today and vote for you again tomorrow. Nelson Mandela Bay has the same story. Since 2016, they have had to elect 7 mayors. Ekurhuleni is also in the same WhatsApp group with the collapse of the ANC and the EFF coalition. The coalitions keep on breaking down. But the problem is that out of all of this, it happens at our expense. It is you and I, the average citizen, who's affected mostly. It is you and I who gets to deal with poor service delivery, blocked sewage systems, crime, and all sorts of ills already affecting our communities. Coalition governments are not unique to South Africa. In many countries around the world, they have had many years of practice, and they are still struggling, except for a few countries that seem to have found a relatively working formula. In South Africa, the reality is that coalitions are here to stay. Whether we call them GNUs or we call them coalition governments, but as long as there's no one party that has outright majority, then we have coalition governments. For context, the South African government is structured in 3 spheres: the national government, provincial government, and the local government. The local government is constituted by municipalities that have a role and a responsibility of providing the daily services and the daily needs of the people, such as sanitation, water, electricity, refuse services, and many other services. There's 3 categories of municipalities. They are metropolitans, districts, and local municipalities. In South Africa, we have 257 municipalities, comprising of 8 metropolitans, which are the focus of this video, 44 district municipalities, and 205 local municipalities. The breakdown in coalition government is not unique to the metros. It is across the 257 municipalities where a party does not have an outright majority. However, the implications are much more dire and visible in metros. The 8 metros are Buffalo City in East London, City of Cape Town in Cape Town, Ekurhuleni in the East Rand, eThekwini in Durban, City of Johannesburg in Johannesburg, Mangaung in Bloemfontein, Nelson Mandela Bay in Gqeberha, City of Tshwane in Pretoria. The collapse or the instability of the metropolitan brings about inconsistency in policies, collapse of service delivery, neglect of public infrastructure, poor public transportation, and essentially the collapse of governance in that metro. This has become popular in Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, Nelson Mandela Bay, and the latest to join is Tshwane. The collapse began with the loss of power of the ANC and the formation of coalition governments, which has been unstable since 2016. This does not mean that ANC was performing exceptionally. The fact that they've been removed from these metros, it tells you the story. Local government elections happen every 5 years and officials are elected every 5 years. Under normal circumstances, from 2016 till now, 2 or 3 mayors would be a point to stability. But in actual fact, some metros have had around 10 mayors. Unfortunately, the most affected by this is the poor South African who is already marginalized from the basic needs and is not provided with any services because of the politicking that is taking place where politicians just want power for themselves. Cilliers Brink, a representative of the Democratic Alliance, served as a mayor of Tshwane since March 2023. He has been removed from office after serving only 18 months, and now the metro is heading towards voting for a new mayor. His removal comes after the collapse of the relationship between the Democratic Alliance and Action SA. Remember, not long ago, the DA and Action SA were parading themselves in public as friends through the multi-party charter agreement, or what they call the Moonshot Pact. The multi-party charter agreement was the coming together of 11 political parties to unplug the ANC from government. It would have been possible if the 11 political parties were able to obtain 50% plus 1 in the 2024 general elections that have just passed. The relationship between the DA and Action SA has since soured, with Action SA accusing the DA of having betrayed them by infiltrating the relationship with the ANC. As a result, Action SA is using the very same ANC to settle scores with the DA. Action SA and the ANC are coming together to form a government in Tshwane, and it seems that agreements have already been reached. According to Action SA, the DA has failed to run Tshwane. Service delivery, particularly in township communities, continues to lack, and infrastructure continues to deteriorate. They also argue that there's a stark difference between how the DA services the suburban communities compared to the township communities. More attention and resources have been directed towards the suburban communities, while the township communities remain neglected. But this is not something new when it comes to the Democratic Alliance. It is their general approach to governance. The DA will always service the suburban communities, particularly in white-dominated neighborhoods. And they will neglect the township communities, as always, which is where you find the black and the colored community dominating. If you need evidence of that, look at every area that is governed by the Democratic Alliance. Take a look at Cape Town, which is often hailed for being one of the best rent city when people in the township communities are actually suffering on a daily basis. There's no housing in the township, there's no proper infrastructure, there's no visible policing, poverty prevails, the murder rate and crime are continuously skyrocketing. Township schools are understaffed and under-resourced. The list is endless. No RSA, just the DNA of the DA to exclude black and colored people. Services are provided on the basis of the color of your skin. The darker it is, the less likely you are to receive the basic goods and services that you need. The accusations of the Action SA are not unique to Tshwane. It is everywhere where the DA is in charge. The motion to remove the DA mayor was supported by the ANC, EFF, Action SA, Patriotic Alliance, and other minority parties. Those against were the DA, their cousin of course FF+, and ACDP. The IFP abstained. Do you think that South Africa has the possibility of going back to a single dominant party? If you think so, type the name of the political party in the comment section. If you prefer coalitions, let us know why. If you have any other topics you'd like for us to break down, feel free to add those in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. Done. Yes, sir. Siyabonga.